Hi, how are you? Welcome to hashtag Wednesday Wisdom, hashtag Ponte Trucha, and hashtag No Manches, really. And this is Cece saying hello. Hi. And she's just here to hook you so you want to watch the video. Okay, pero ya se va a jugar. There you go, mamachita. Okay, so I'm very excited about this video because it actually was inspired by a teacher. And we were having a conversation and we were learning about chapter 89 and talking about sheltered instruction. And the teacher said, "Ma'am, I have two scenarios that I want to share with you. And I want you to help me answer to these individuals with the law, right? And correctly, because, yeah, I'm tired of it." I said, "Okay, go ahead and spill the beans." So he shared with me that he was in class and he was teaching whatever subject. And there was a student that was struggling, an ESL student. Luckily for the teacher knew the language, right? The student's first language, which is Spanish. But remember, in ESL, we don't have to know another language. It could just be English. But for him, he said, you know what? So I went to the student. I clarified some information using the Spanish language to help the student as a part of a scaffolding tool. Well, the very next day, early in the morning, I was called into the administrator's office, and the administrator basically questioned me and why I was teaching class in Spanish because he had a complaint from a parent from the classroom. And so he said I kind of felt deflated because I was not teaching in Spanish. I was just supporting my student the best way that I could. Number two, he also shared with me that one of his colleagues has called him out several times saying, "Why are you teaching in Spanish in class? You should not be teaching in Spanish. You should be teaching in English," right? And there is this misconception about ESL and bilingual education. So I said to him, "Okay, this is what you're going to answer." And of course, we had been learning this all along. Here in the state of Texas, we have what is called Chapter 89, right? That is our Bible here for ESL and bilingual education, and really for all of our students here. So here we have, you can find it on the TA website right here. So I need my glasses so I can read it. I'm going to read just a little part for you. It is a policy of the state that every student in the state who has a primary language other than English and who is identified as an English learner shall be provided a full opportunity to participate in a bilingual education or English as a second language ESL program as required by the Texas Education Code, right? It goes on, it gives me more information, but I'm going to read just some of the basic ones here. Seek appropriately certified teaching personnel to ensure that English learners are afforded the full opportunity to master the essential knowledge and skills required by the state. So the state does want our kids to learn English, okay? And this right here, chapter 89, is the law. So what I said to him is, number one, you say to the teacher, first of all, I'm the number one teacher that there is in this campus. I love all my students. Monolingual, special ed, GT, ESL, and bilingual. According to the state, right, if you want to talk legal issues, I am bound to support my ESL students with sheltered instruction. Sheltered instruction means making content comprehensible or developing academic language. And if by that I have to say a word in their language, or if I have to show them a picture, or if I have to use my hands, I'm going to do it. Okay? Number one, because it's the best thing for kids. And number two, because it's bound by law. Okay? Or you can flip it over. As far as the administrator, you would say exactly the same thing. I was not teaching in Spanish, right? Now, if it was a dual language campus or bilingual, then of course it is your right 100% to teach in that language. But here you're doing ESL and you're supporting your student with their first language to make that connection to the second language. Okay. So for example, here I have amarillo. Okay. I don't know what this means in English. Okay, but the teacher does. So once a student says, "Oh, amarillo," you say, "Oh, yes, yellow." We make the connection. Okay? So this is something that happens a lot, and I hear it. I know that it's a misconception, and it kind of connects with last week's topic on historical trauma, right? That people think we're not supposed to use other languages. Now, another thing that we need to understand is that all students, regardless whether they're GT, bilingual, ESL, special education, gifted and talented, all students are English learners. Because when they're born, what do they have to learn? English, okay? Or in some, yes, even in school. If you are a math teacher, you're an English teacher in a sense because you're teaching math concepts, you're teaching vocabulary, you're teaching skills. So we all work together to help our English language learners. We're not just helping our English language learners, we're helping all of us, everybody, okay? And so that is your hashtag Wednesday Wisdom, hashtag Ponte Trucha, and hashtag No Manches Really. Don't forget to always be updated with the law and always respond with grace because sometimes people are just misunderstood or there's misconceptions. And so we have to help them understand that teaching ESL and bilingual is an amazing superpower. And thank you all for being the best teachers and administrators you can be with all of our students. No manches really. See you next week.